All right, everybody, welcome back finally to the This, That, and the Other podcast. I'm Joey.
And I'm Ian.
All right, and we're back. So how have things been? It's been a little hiatus. It's just been going a little weird. We have some new things going on now. This, That, and the Other has kind of evolved into more of a podcast with just me and Ian, and we're kind of branching out, trying to make it a little network, make it a little brand, if you will. Jeremy and I started a sports podcast called A-Town Rundown. It's a lot of fun so far. Everyone that listened to the first episode, thank you a lot. We got plenty more to come. We're going to come out every Thursday as kind of a little preview to Thursday Night Football, recapping the NFL week with a heavy bias on the Atlanta Falcons, as there should be. And other than that, after that, we're going to roll into basketball. We're going to talk a little bit about baseball here and there. But if you want to hear about baseball on our side of things as an Atlanta fan, the Braves suck. And that's all there is to say about that. But yeah, it's fun. You know, we're locked in, we're going, we're ripping, we're doing our thing. There's talk of us starting some new podcasts. Me and Ian were just discussing branching out and making a specific wrestling podcast so that everyone who's not into wrestling that listens to us doesn't have to listen to those episodes. You can go to another podcast elsewhere and get your wrestling fix. And I think that'll be great for everybody. I'm really excited for the future in that. I'm really excited for the show with me and Jeremy, but I'm also excited to be back here with Ian. It's been a minute. I know we both had crazy things in life going on that led to us not being able to record, and then now we're back. So I'm working back in the restaurant industry. I'm working at Mama's Boy in Athens. I absolutely love it there.
Welcome back.
Yeah, everybody there is great. It's a great place to be. The owner's awesome. All of my coworkers are cool as shit. It's a really great place. It's a good spot for me. Working in the brunch industry.
What's the place called? What's it called?
Mama's Boy in Athens. There's
shout out.
There's Mama's Boy in the Falls of Oconee, which I'm at frequently. I'm also at the Wire Park location in Watkinsville, and there's another location in Oak Street in Athens. So check any of them out, whichever's closest to you. It's awesome. It's the best brunch you're gonna get. It works out really great for me because I work mornings there, so I'm still able to get the kids from school and everything, which has been awesome. Works with my schedule really well, and I'm really grateful for it. Couldn't be happier where I am right now.
I mean, that's fucking great to hear. I mean, I don't want to say I'm kind of in the same boat, but like I'm kind of where things are kind of nice right now. Mm-hmm. Like I actually had a conversation with my aunt the other day about like just how's my mental, like how have things been and how are things going, and things are kind of in a pretty sweet spot right now.
Yeah.
I work at a very fucking awesome pizza place. Shout out Brainwave. I work with some really rad people. And I do my coffee shop gig on Saturdays. Shout out Peoplestown Coffee. But it's just, things have been pretty fucking nice. Like schedule wise, all that kind of stuff. Like it's cool. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
No, it's crazy. It's crazy how like the restaurant industry keeps sucking me back in. I've tried to leave it several times.
Always will, dude.
I wouldn't even say that's where I'm the most comfortable, but it's where I'm able to like, you know, more or less be in my element because I know what I'm doing. Like you put me in a kitchen, give me a day or two of training, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna be fine. You know, and it's not to say that that's where I'll be forever. Obviously, I have, you know, goal-oriented things that I want to achieve and everything. But you know, if I can work in a restaurant that I enjoy working at along the way, I'm not going to have anything against that. So we'll just see where it takes us. You know, it's a process. It's a one day at a time thing. But I'm not upset to be back in that kitchen. It's a great environment, and I absolutely love it there.
That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. Congrats on that, by the way.
Yeah, dude.
Congrats on coming back to the restaurant industry.
So other than
we
that,
all get
like,
sucked back in, dude. It happens.
But now that I'm back in the restaurant industry, I realize, you know, when you're not in control of certain things, like let's say music, for example, and you have to kind of put all your biases aside and just go with the flow and listen to music. I started to realize there's a lot of music I used to hate on, I used to dog on, that it turns out I really fucking like. Like for the longest time, and you know this, people would bring up Alice in Chains, and I would tell them I fucking hate Alice in Chains. I can't stand that at all. But it turns out I just can't stand their hits, like The Rooster and a few other songs that have always been like Man in the Box. I've heard a billion times in my 35 years of life, and I think I just didn't like those songs because of how much I heard them. because finally I listened to the album Dirt by Alice in Chains all the way through, and that's an incredible fucking album. There's a song called Rain When I Die on that album. Holy shit, that song fucking slaps. So I started giving other things a chance that I not normally listen to. Now, every day in the gym, I've been listening to Korn, which I'm not that big of a Korn guy, but something about them just spoke to me recently, and now I listen to Korn every fucking time I'm in the gym. So it's just weird. It's weird how things come full circle like that.
I get the Alice in Chains thing because I'm kind of like, I've always been kind of impartial to Alice in Chains. Like, I really like Alice in Chains, and I really actually kind of the opposite of you. I kind of like the bangers of Alice in Chains.
Interesting.
But what's even weirder, I'll take it one step further, and I feel like I kind of maybe told you this, but like I really like the unplugged versions of
Yeah, I
Alice in
remember you
Chains.
telling me that like in a
Like
text message
that,
a couple of weeks
I
ago.
fucking love those versions
Well,
of
I
those
also
songs.
I listened to the unplugged literally earlier today, and I didn't realize like how fucking good his voice was. Like
Yeah,
that's something that dawned on
yes.
me. Like I don't think I ever gave that man the proper credit just for his
And how
singing
good
ability.
all of them are as musicians.
Yeah.
Like they're all playing like very weird versions of their instruments and stuff like that. Like it's a very it's cool. Like it's a cool live thing to watch too. If you get a chance, you should watch the live version because like
Yeah.
at the time when they, MTV was kind of still doing that unplug thing, like it was very cool to
Which
see
I feel like
them
they've
do
made an
this.
attempt to bring back because I feel like Unplugged came back in like the 2010s era. I feel like they did, but I'm not sure.
I mean, I know they did Dashboard at some point, and I
Well, they
feel
did
like that
Dashboard
was
in the early
probably like
2000s. They did Dashboard in
yeah,
like 2004 or something like
but
that.
like I
But
feel
I'm
like
talking
that was
about
probably
like
like the last big
2014,
one.
like 2015. I feel like there was some unplugs that happened. I
Did
could be
they?
wrong. I could fact check it, but I'm not gonna. But I feel like they did because I feel like there were some more recent unplugs than that. You remember when 99X used to do the like Sunday morning 99X, like 99X acoustic or whatever, and they would have like artists come into the studio and do like unplugged versions of their songs and shit?
So I'll tell you a little funny story about that whole thing. So there was a point. All right, it was around when Angels and Airwaves was a thing.
Yeah.
So there was Angels and Airwaves was coming to Atlanta, and I think I had already had tickets for the show or something. But anyway, our friend, my friend, either way you cut it, Wes got tickets to go to 99X
Oh no,
Studios.
I remember this. I remember. You can tell us. This is where you met Tom DeLonge. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So went there. It was like, it wasn't early. It was probably like 11 noonish, something like that. And actually, it's funny because I know how you'll remember this, and I'll finish the story with how you will remember this, because I remember Wes called me probably like a week before and was like, "Hey, we're gonna go see Angels and Airwaves, and it's at 99X Studios. I'll pick you up." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Hell yes!" So we go to 99X Studios. I think at the time, like, I think we might have gone with like his ex-girlfriend or something like that. But like, went there, and it was kind of like a studio, like how I picture like the Tiny Desk studios would be, with like the old like office ceiling.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
an
because
office room.
it was really like a cubicle office space.
Yeah. It really, but like they cleared it out and they had like a little stage, and dude, we literally sat down and they just played there, and I got to sit front row watching fucking Tom DeLonge in all his glory, and I was just like, holy, this is absolutely insane. And then we got to meet him, and I've never been much of a starstruck person. Like, I've never been one that's just like stumble when you meet somebody, but like Tom DeLonge, I was literally just like, oh, thank you. Like,
my biggest takeaway from that story too was I think at that show, Wes took a picture, and after it came out or after you guys looked at it, you realized like Tom DeLonge was like giving high fives in the front row, but you looked closer at the picture and he was giving high fives to like all the guys of Newfound Glory or some shit like that, right?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. No, not at that show.
It
No.
wasn't that show?
No.
But you remember
No,
the
I don't
picture
know.
I'm referring to, right?
I do, but I don't remember what show that was because we saw Angels and Airwaves a few times.
Okay.
I saw a few, like I think I went with Wes once, then I went with somebody else, whatever. I've seen Angels and Airwaves a few times. But the reason why, and I don't even know if you remember this, but the reason why you remember me going to this show is because the night before I went to this show, you and me, sorry world, we did a bunch of acid the night before.
Oh, did we?
So yes, we did. So yeah, we did. And I won't blow up anybody's spot about who we were with, but you can probably guess who we were probably with.
Oh, I know exactly who you were with.
But we did them, and I think you and me ended up staying up until like 3 or 4 in the morning.
I remember something very specific about that night is I got on Call of Duty and I played multiplayer online, and I've never been so locked in on anything in my entire life. I don't think I got hit one time that entire night. I think I got like 40 kills every fucking match I played.
Dude, I bet that was so much fun.
Yeah, it was amazing. But the thing is like, oh man, what are we talking about? Because like I was always going to say, no. Oh, no. I was always going to say like, you know, there's acid and there's shrooms. And like, I've always preferred shrooms over acid because the thing is you learn very quickly with shrooms. You can kind of like talk yourself down. You can relax a little bit. You can kind of talk yourself out of the trip and then come and go as you please. With acid, you're just fucked. You're just along for the 9-hour ride. Like there's nothing you can do. Nothing is going to turn it off. It's just there. You're done. I don't live that life anymore, but there was a point in time where I was about that shit. No more.
Very
not
very
anymore
much,
at all.
Very much. Yeah. We had a lot of fun doing that kind of stuff. But not anymore. We are grown ass people now.
Yeah. Absolutely. Responsible.
Yeah, but I mean, so going back to that, yes, I do very much remember the 99X shows because of those shows and because of
Dude,
all
the
of that,
99X on the bricks were the coolest things in the fucking world.
Yes.
99X on the bricks was my very first concert. It was this band called Cowboy Mouth that was opening. They were opening for Ben Folds 5, and it was right when Rockin' the Suburbs came out. So that was like his big hit single and everything. So it was Cowboy Mouth, Scapegoat Wax. I don't know if you remember that band or not. They had a really popular song called like Aisle 10 or something like that. It was kind of like a rock rap kind of band.
Okay.
But they played, Cowboy Mouth played, and Ben Folds 5 played. And that was my first concert, and it was fucking free. You know, they used to put on these badass free concerts all the time.
Weren't they at like Georgia Tech or something?
No, they were near Georgia Tech. They were at Centennial Olympic Park. That's why it was called On the Bricks, because they were on the bricks at Centennial Olympic. Yeah.
Gotcha.
It was awesome, dude. It was fan, and I think I was in like the 5th grade. My friend Robbie, his dad took me and him there, and Robbie's dad was cool as shit. There was like a bunch of tents and a bunch of merch booths, and there was heavy security there because it was a free concert and all that shit. Like anything that can go wrong could go wrong. So there was a lot of security there. So Robbie's dad was just like, "Hey, this is where I'm gonna be all fucking night. I'm not gonna leave this spot. You guys go have fun." And me and Robbie just like, I mean, we were kids, so people were kind of polite to us, and we just like inched our way all the way to the front of the crowd, and we were like on the barricade the entire fucking concert.
Damn,
it was
sick.
awesome.
That's cool. Hell yeah.
But speaking of music, I did want to talk about some new music I've been listening to. I checked out the new AFI, listened to the whole thing. I don't hate it at all.
No.
I like it a lot. To me, it's hard to quantify it as an AFI album, but I will say it's one thing I've always respected. I always respect when bands venture out, when they learn new things, when they figure out what speaks to them, and they change their sound. Who cares if you change the sound? It's still the same people. A lot of people are like, well, if you're going to sound like this, you should change your name. You shouldn't perform under that name anymore. It's like, no, fuck that. This is who we are. This is what we become. This is what our interests are. And on top of that, when we play live, we're going to play our old shit. I better not hear anybody else play that. And I'll say this about AFI, and I've said it on Instagram before, and I'll say it publicly. AFI's first 4 albums were so fucking perfect that I can forgive anything they've done after Sing the Sorrow. Anything they've done after that album is completely okay.
And I think a lot of people might agree with you. Shit, I agree with you. But
dude, those first couple albums are some of the best punk rock albums that were ever written. Like ever. Like some of those albums are like the catalyst for 90s hardcore punk.
Yes.
Straight up.
Yes.
You know, like
Yeah.
the whole,
But it's one of those things, like the same people that will argue that AFI sold out after Sing the Sorrow or whatever the fuck you want to call it, like whatever they did, right? You you can look at AFI's like history in like their catalog and stuff like that, and there isn't an album, even starting at the very beginning and going up until now, where they haven't semi changed. Semi like
yeah.
to a
I
point of
mean,
like
look
they
at their
might have
first
tweaked a
album
little
compared to
sound.
just Sing the Sorrow, you know, like
Exactly.
big ass change.
Exactly. Look at the album right before Sing the Sorrow.
Yeah.
Completely different
What was
sound.
that? Was Art of Drowning was right before Sing the Sorrow, right?
Yeah, exactly. So like, and then okay, look at what Sing the Sorrow, and then we got what, December Underground.
Yeah, awful. I mean, I didn't like it.
I
Not
mean-
awful. I won't say that. Not for me. That's
Again,
what I'll use. Not for me.
Different. Davey Havoc,
But because of the band that they've been before that, I don't give a fuck what you think about
Yeah.
Some Underground.
Yeah.
Like this band paved the way for so much. Like they didn't create, gang vocals, but they perfected it. Everything you love about hardcore music that you hear, like the hardcore music you hear coming out right now, okay, the hardcore punk side of it, not the like beat down hardcore, not the OG hardcore, but the hardcore punk sound that's coming out right now, like guys like Drain and stuff like that. You have AFI to thank for that. Like you genuinely do. And if you don't think that way, you're flawed. You're wrong. Like AFI influenced so much of your favorite hardcore. Like you think of guys like This Is Hell, you think of Unseen, shit like that. It all came from early AFI, whether they know it or subconsciously or not. Like they kind of helped generate that sound. They paved the way for a lot of the hardcore sound. And it's so weird. You see them now, like they're nothing even close to a hardcore band anymore, but they created that shit. Like they paved the way for it. They don't get enough credit for what they did for hardcore music, especially hardcore punk rock, and because of that, you can talk all the shit you want about AFI. I'm going to defend them till the day I die. And I'll show you, better yet, I won't even show you. I'll play it for you. I'll let you listen to why I will always defend AFI.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. I agree. 100%. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where I think a lot of people, especially during December Underground, Sing the Sorrow days, like in that kind of realm, because I might even go as far as to say I was kind of this way too, where, you kind of were in this like, oh, fuck AFI. Like they fucking sold out, like blah, 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 blah. But like there was a point where like you knew this is definitely one of those bands that you knew was going to fucking be something.
Yeah.
Like you knew that AFI was headed somewhere big.
Well, if you
Just
ever saw
in
them
the
live,
sound, like,
then you
that
got
as
it,
well. Exactly. So like, and I am unfortunate to not have seen AFI. Pretty much, I think I saw them on the Sing the Sorrow tour.
Yeah.
So I never got to see them before
Was that the tour with Coheed? Because I'm pretty sure I saw them with Coheed back when I was like 14 or 15.
I don't think so, because I don't think I ever saw.
Well, it's
them
okay
with
because we don't
Coheed.
fucking fact check and we're not gonna. But I'll say this too, like I'm not down with the whole hating on I'm not down with the sellout label. I don't like when people, because to me it's such a cop out, because you got to put yourself in those shoes. And you know what? Maybe now that I'm like in my mid 30s and I have a different outlook on things, my thing is like, you think of Davey Havoc and all those guys when Sing the Sorrow came out. They had already been doing the band for 10, 15 years. They're pushing 30.
Some of them may have already been in their 30s, maybe even older than that. And it's like, I've been doing this for so long.
What the fuck else am I going to do? How am I going to support myself? How am I going to make a living? How am I going to get anywhere in life? This fucking person comes to you and they're like, hey, we'll give you X amount of dollars.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah, we'll give you X amount of dollars to fucking, make your albums. And then on top of that, you've seen the way they've grown. You've seen the way they've changed their sound. Obviously, whatever contract they have, they're not pigeonholed to only make this certain criteria of music. So it's like, we're going to pay you this amount of music. You can make whatever music you want. You can grow as artists. You can experiment with stuff, and you'll be able to pay your bills. Like, you may not be the richest man in the world, but you'll be able to pay your bills and live comfortably. Why wouldn't you do that? Why is that selling out?
Exactly. Yes, I completely agree. I mean, it's one of those things. So I listen to a lot of One Life, One Chance podcasts, and he talks about it all the time about like why people give bands so much shit for quote unquote selling out, when it's like, don't you want your favorite band to succeed? Like, don't you want to see these people that you love like actually succeed at what they're doing so they can continue to put out new music forever or as long as they possibly can? Like, why is it such a thing that like when a band starts to get big or they join, like, especially like, and I fully agree with Toby when he talks to guests about this, about how like back in the day, and I'm sure you can remember this too, like it all depended on the label.
Yeah.
Like whatever label you were on, you know what I'm saying? And then like say you were on some certain label,
Like
and
kids
then you
didn't
went
care
to a
if
bigger.
you signed to Victory or if you signed to Epitaph. Like Epitaph was as big as the kids would let you go though. Like if you signed anything bigger than Epitaph, you were sell out and we were done with you.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. So like you would sign to the major, and everybody would be like, "No, fuck that band! Like they fucking sold out." Like, and
But what people don't realize is every smaller record label is owned by a big record label.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like,
It's a subsidiary or whatever.
even if you signed to Tooth and Nail is owned by Capitol Records. So you're still selling out no matter what you do. As soon as you put your name on a dotted line, as soon as I can go to Best Buy and buy your CD, you've sold
You're on
out.
a major.
You're getting paid
you're on a
to
major.
do something, you know? The only way you don't sell out is by never making any money doing this, which means you're only going to be in a band financially for a year. Like, how are you going to tour? How are you going to pay your bills? How are you going to do any of this? Like, sure, sell all the demos and t-shirts you want and stickers you want, and, you know, like, make whatever ends meet you can. But, like, if you want to live comfortably and do something you love and be able to evolve and experiment musically, like, sell out. Like, do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. Fucking take that check.
And I'm
Take
saying,
the
like,
money and
be
run.
very careful with sure you don't screw yourself over. Make sure they don't pigeonhole you and be like, you can only make these hits. You have to make this formula. This has to be a radio hit. Like, make sure part of the contract is for yourself. But then look at all these bands that like everybody adores. Like, you mean to tell me that Slayer didn't sell out? You guys love and worship Slayer. You think Slayer didn't sell out? Slayer has more money than you'll ever have in your entire fucking life, and they did it from selling out. So what are we doing here, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. It's a conversation with a lot of bands, especially like in the punk rock kind of pop punk, whatever kind of scene, you know, like a band. And you heard it a lot, especially back in our day, because these bands would go from like a minor or like a semi-minor that people knew and loved, like Epitaph or Drive Through or wherever it may have been, and they would join like a major like Capitol or MCA or Sony or whatever it was
Or
back
Island,
in the day.
dude. A lot of those guys
would
went to Island,
or
dude.
But Island Def Jam.
yeah.
Yeah. And like it's crazy that like I think it's one of those things that if these people put themselves in these people's shoes maybe a little more and actually thought about like the main goal of everything, like why do you work? You work to become fucking successful. If you work at something long enough, don't you want to become successful at it? So like what the fuck is the problem with these bands that live on the fucking road, that pour every bit of their fucking beings into everything that is their music, and yet you want to sit here and they fucking sold out? Like, no, the fuck they didn't.
And a lot of times,
fucking
don't get it
hard.
twisted. A lot of times these bands sign to a major label and they're still driving themselves around in vans. They're still having roommates at home.
Yes.
The only thing the label did for them is distribution, and that's all the fuck it did for them. And then they still get labeled selling out just so that they could get their music out easily. I remember being stoked when I would go to the mall or go to Best Buy and see one of my favorite bands, being like, oh shit, now I don't have to search far and wide to find this fucking CD. Here the fuck it is, you know?
Right
and I don't
here.
have that. And I remember other kids, my peers of mine, getting excited like, oh yeah, I can just go here to buy it. So how did it evolve from, oh, I'm happy that I have this ability to go out and buy their shit, to now like, oh, there's too many fucking kids at their show, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I remember it being like a thing. Like, I remember when I was growing up and, you know, you watch these like punk rock videos or like punk rock documentaries or music documentaries, whatever in general, like you see these bands and they're driving around in vans and they're living like the van life, or they're driving around in cars or whatever.
Oh, dude, riding in vans with boys,
getting-
that documentary was fucking amazing.
Yeah. So like you see these bands and these, it's, you know, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes, whatever, in a van. And I remember as a kid, I was like, that's the fucking coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
Like you have all your fucking best buds, you have them all in a van, you're driving across the country, and then like you see these bands progressively as we were getting older and as these bands were starting to develop more, you would see these bands go from like they would have like the shitty like what's the van? The big white like commercial van that all bands ride
like
around
the
in.
Econoline or whatever.
Like Econoline 3500s or whatever the fuck they are. Like you would see that band parked outside of a venue, and then you might go see this band a year or two later, and you see they have like a fucking not like a badass bus, maybe not like the sickest bus you've ever seen, but like they have a bus now, and it's like fuck yeah, they're actually doing
Well, that was
good.
one thing I noticed
like,
about Epitaph. Epitaph will put you in a bus. Like Epitaph,
Yeah.
you know, hooked their artists up, you know?
Oh, and I've heard multiple interviews, like listening to Toby's podcast, like multiple times about like, oh yeah, Greg fucking took care of us.
Yeah.
Like Greg hooked it up. Like we were in a shitty van and Greg got us in a bus and blah. Like
That goes back to my original point. But when you do sign the dotted line, make sure you're signing it with the right people. Like if you have people who look out for you and people who don't like try to challenge your artistic credibility and let you just do your own thing, then that's completely fine. That's not selling out just because my kid can buy your t-shirt at Hot Topic. You should be stoked that my kid can buy your t-shirt at Hot Topic. That means you're doing something with your life, you know? And I always hated that shit too. Like growing up, you would find like gnarly ass shirts at Hot Topic, and you'd buy them, and you try to tell your friends or whoever at school that you didn't get it at Hot Topic because Hot Topic wasn't cool. You had to get it at you had to get it at the concert, or you weren't a real fan. But my thing has always been like, if you live out in bumfuck Georgia, where no bands come to, where the closest venue is like 3 hours away, your mom, your dad doesn't understand punk rock and the phase you're going through, and then you get to go to your mall and they have a Hot Topic there and all your fucking favorite band tees are there, and that's the only place you're ever going to see that shit in your life, that shit should be perfectly okay. Like it should be completely fine for that kid to shop at Hot Topic. Like I understand like being an inner city kid, like, you know, bands come to your shit all the time. There's a venue right down the street. Like I can understand, you know, getting poked fun with that. But for these kids out in the middle of nowhere, that's all the fuck they have. That's how they find out music. That's how they discover things, you know? And like you can hate on Hot Topic all you want, but I wore plenty of shit from Hot Topic back in the day. And now that I'm 35, I will gladly admit it.
Oh, I never gave a fuck. Like I was never shy about wearing like Hot Topic shit. Like I literally never gave a fuck. There was a point when their t-shirts got kind of shitty at some point.
That's what's going on right now,
but like,
because my son has really niche interests, and some of those things you can only find at Hot Topic. Like he was really into Cuphead for a while, and Hot Topic had all the Cuphead like plushies and stuff. So we went there, and I was looking at band t-shirts, and they just don't hit the same anymore. And they also don't have the same variety of it. They're more like leaning towards like pop culture and memes and anime. Anime is a big thing for Hot Topic right now, but not so much band shirts. And don't get me wrong, I love anime. I'm not attacking anybody. Anime's shit. Anime's cool as fuck. If you're down with anime, cool. I love anime as well. You know, I'm into a bunch of nerd shit. But you just can't find cool band stuff at fucking Hot Topic anymore, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely that store definitely has changed through the years. And I've never like, dude, I used to like back in the day, I would buy fucking plugs at Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Like I didn't give a fuck. Like it really never mattered to me. Like if you saw a sick shirt, get the sick fucking shirt and wear the sick fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like as long as it goes back. I mean, this could kind of be tied into like the whole fucking selling out thing. Like, oh, their shirts, like you said, like their shirts are at Hot Topic. They fucking sold out. Like, did they fucking really? Because do you honestly, personally think that these motherfuckers went to the fucking Hot Topic distribution company and was like, hey, sell our shirts because we need to make money?
What happened was their record label contacted them or got their distribution involved, and they were just like, hey, if we get your shirts at Hot Topic, you can make more money. And they were like, okay, cool. Make me more money.
Done deal. So it's like, yeah, it's one of those
bad business not to sell out.
Yeah, well, it's not even bad business. I think, you know, there are some bands that have kind of like, they've held on to the whole like not selling out thing, like staying indie, minor, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and it's kind of worked out for them because there are
nowadays
bands
it does. Nowadays it works out. Nowadays it completely works out.
Sure.
But back in I want to say 99 to 2010, it didn't work out like that. You had to sell
Yeah.
out. You had to.
Yeah.
You couldn't create your own label. You couldn't own your own masters. You couldn't get the mass production you have. This everything that's going on right now that we didn't have this shit back in the day. Like YouTube, especially like being an online presence, doing all that, being able to get your own shit out the way that, you know, a lot of independent artists do nowadays. You couldn't
Any way
do
you
that.
want to.
You couldn't do that back then. You just couldn't. You just couldn't. But
The
now,
click of a button, you can have music out now.
but now I've got a question to tie into this. So
Lord.
we don't give a shit when artists sell out. It's fine. Do your thing. Now, however, how do you feel about when locally, independently owned restaurants sell out to corporations?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Dude, that was a good
Yeah.
little fucking.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. I don't, and I guess this could be said the same about music as well.
Mhm.
Like, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing, especially when it comes to restaurant or music. Like, it's one of those things where, as long as shit stays relatively the same,
Mhm.
doesn't have to stay exactly the same, because we know most of the time when a band or a restaurant gets a little more money or gets successful or whatever the fuck happens to them, things change a little bit.
Well, my thing is, like, I feel like when bands get signed to major labels and their sound changes a little bit, and they're not a big commercial band, like they're not a radio band, but you notice that things have changed.
I feel like that's because they were allowed to broaden their horizons. They were allowed to explore more, and
Yeah.
they got paired
Yeah.
with a producer that could really hone in on that. I feel like when restaurants change, it's not usually a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Like
know.
when corporations, when corporations
honestly, I
take
think
over
it goes
restaurants
both,
and you see
like-
everything change, you kind of get upset. Just like when a band sells out and their sound change, you might get upset. You know, I honestly feel like it depends. Like you were saying, if a restaurant can keep its authenticity and keep the vibe the same, it's okay. But that kind of translates back to the music. So, you know, I guess
Yeah,
same.
I mean, and it's one of those things where, like, I feel like as long as, like, they stay the same, like, you know, things are going to change. When you get money, things change. That's the natural human fucking nature. Things change when you get money, right? So, like, whether a band changes their sound, whether a restaurant changes a dish, whether they change 3 dishes, whether they add dishes, whether they take away what might have been your favorite dish that you ate for fucking 10 years at this restaurant, and now all of a sudden this corporate chain bought it and they fucking took your favorite goddamn dish off the menu, and now you have to figure out something else to eat. Fucking deal with it. Like, it's fucking human nature. It's called fucking progress. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry to put it that way, but, like, shit's gonna fucking change.
I don't know.
Especially in a restaurant.
I'm kind of
especially in a
with it, too.
restaurant environment, things should
Because
change.
every time I've been in a position of like a managerial status of a restaurant that was locally owned, I've been like, you know, why don't we just go corporate? Like, why don't we just get some money back in us? You know what'll save all of our problems right now? Money. Why don't we go get some? Go get some
Yeah.
investors.
I mean, and that's the thing is, like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't necessarily not agree with you. Like, because, like, if you get money, these people are going to want their say in things. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
exactly.
So there's always going to be something, like, whether it's your investors or whatever want to talk shit about your favorite dish or whatever, you know, like,
Mhm.
it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's called progress. Bands change, plates change, dishes change. Like, things are going to change. And I've had to deal with this personally because, like, all right, here, what this could lead into, right? How bands change. You and me, one of our favorite bands put out a new single semi-recently. And earlier today, I texted you and I said, how are you feeling about this?
Yeah. Okay. So I'll say this. Yes, bands change, but to me, that's a very on brand thing for this band to be. And it sounds like one of their songs. Like it's got a really goofy title, but it doesn't sound like anything they wouldn't have done. They haven't changed their sound to me at all. It sounds exactly like something they would put out.
I mean, and that's okay. Then it works out perfectly then, because like that's
So,
like
Limp Bizkit and Cannibal Corpse are two bands you can always count on, always sounding the same.
but like slightly different.
No, Cannibal Corpse
Like
sounds
there's
like
always,
Cannibal Corpse.
I mean, okay.
Cannibal Corpse sounds
And
like Cannibal
Limp
Corpse.
Bizkit does
like
always
Cannibal
sound like
Corpse
Limp Bizkit, but
released
like,
a new album last year. What did it sound like? Cannibal Corpse record. A couple years before that, they released Violence Unimagined. What did it sound like? Cannibal Corpse record. You know, all the way back in '95 when they released Vile. What did it sound like? Cannibal Corpse album. You know what you're gonna get, dude. That's why they're my favorite band,
ridiculous.
because you know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is one of those things. I don't know. I fuck with the new Limp Bizkit song. I like it.
I love Limp
don't know.
Bizkit. They're great.
Yeah,
They're great. They're
it's
awesome.
It's a funny
You know?
song. It is.
They're a lot of fun.
Like when I first heard it, I was like, "Yo, this like
But-
this is such."
But
like
if there's ever a new release that I know I'm not going to be disappointed with, it's Cannibal Corpse.
Oh, I mean, yeah, of course, yeah. But I also feel like they've been in this business long enough,
Yeah.
or in that business, whatever, long enough to where like they're probably at a point in their careers where one, no one tells them what the fuck to do.
Yeah.
Like no one
I mean, how
tells
could
them
you?
what the fuck their band is going to
But
do.
on top of
or
that,
anything
they're
like
Metal
that.
Blade's bread and butter.
Like, Cannibal
and
Corpse is going to sell.
exactly. They've been doing it so long. So like,
you know?
Cannibal Corpse is like, hey, we're gonna write a new album next year, and the executives are probably like, yeah, cool, just send it in whenever you get done. Like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like you're going to get a fucking badass album.
No,
Like,
I mean,
it's going to happen.
They're genuinely my favorite band for a reason. And I say that because, like, as much as I try to say that they're not my favorite band, Spotify begs to differ because for 3 years in a fucking row,
And I've sent it to you for 3 years in
Yeah.
a row.
I have been in the top 0.01% of Cannibal Corpse listeners. Like, I listen to them that often. So, according to Spotify, I mean, they must be my favorite band, you know?
Are they always like your number one? Is it always
I
your
listen
number one?
to them every day.
Really?
Every day. Every
That's
single
crazy.
day. I listen to them.
Crazy. All right. So what is something new that you've been listening to? Like what's on
New?
your
Like
maybe
new,
not like
new?
new artists. No, maybe not like new artists or what. No, and it doesn't have to be new. I'm just saying like
Oh.
what's something like what have
Well,
you what have you been
all-
listening to?
All three of my kids can now sing every word to Dragula by Rob Zombie. Because I play that in the car every time. So
Fuck yes.
Spotify's got that DJ thing, and I put it on, and for some reason it played Rob Zombie the other day, and my girls just loved it, and they started like dancing and shit to it. And now every day when I pick them up in the carpool, they request that. So I've been listening to a lot of Rob Zombie, just that one song though. A lot of K-pop Demons Hunters has been going on at my house. What else? Dude,
Is it actually good?
I don't fucking know. Okay, so here's the thing. That movie has been on at my house at least 30 times. I have no idea what happens in the movie. I have no idea what the movie's about. I don't know what happens in the movie. Every time the movie's on and I look up, I see something I've never seen before. And that movie has literally played in my house like 30 times. But I know every word to the soundtrack because the girls love it. But like literally that movie has played in my house so many. I have no idea what happens in it. I don't know the characters' names. I don't know the plot. I don't know who's who. I just know once that movie comes on, my 4-year-old daughter sit down and shut the fuck up. And that's all I care about.
Perfect reason. Play it again.
Yeah, that's all I know. But
That's
other
crazy.
than that, in all honesty, this is gonna sound weird. I haven't really been listening to like music that much lately. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts more. I've just been tired of trying to search for stuff. And like the things I have been listening, I've been listening to like Faith No More a lot. I really like Faith
Hell
No
yeah.
More right now. Kendrick as always. Always listening to Paris. Always listening to Mobb Deep. Naughty by Nature, probably my favorite hip hop group right now.
Yeah.
I always listen to The Roots. I always got the Roots in heavy rotation. I listen to the Roots almost as much as I listen to Cannibal Corpse. I'm listening to a lot of Austin Meade. He's a like newer like rock country guy. He's really fucking good. Um, Other than that, man, I don't really know. I keep it simple. I listen to the same stuff over and over. Like every week, I'll listen to Nine Inch Nails, Cannibal Corpse, fucking hundreds of different hip hop artists, and that's like the average week for me. I haven't really sought out new music in a while. That's why I've been dialing it back to old music I missed out on back in the day and revisiting that. And that's when I realized, like, oh, these bands I used to hate on, not that bad. Except fucking Stone Temple Pilots. That shit still sucks.
Yeah, that was my very first concert, dude. Oh shit! Hold up. Yeah, I mean, it definitely it's one of those things that it's kind of funny actually because like the it was my very first concert and I remember it being like one of those things where there was a point in my life like every summer I would go and hang out with my dad and my uncle and go up to Maryland. Yeah. You know this. But for a very long time, pretty much every summer, my uncle would have tickets to go to some show, like at least one concert, like whatever the hell it may be. And I remember the very first one was Stone Temple Pilots, and it was absolutely amazing. Like being a kid and seeing that.
Well,
and I remember like I got like a Stone
I
Temple
love that for
Pilots
you.
shirt, and I used to wear the shit out of that fucking shirt in like middle school.
And I love that for you. But the thing is, like, I try. The guy I was working with today at work, he put on an album by them, and I just couldn't get down to it. I couldn't. I tried. I came into it with an open mind, and I tried, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. They've always kind of been like one of, I don't even want to say like guilty conscience for me, but like they've always been kind of like a band I kept like kind of like on the back burner, kind of like, I guess it might be the term. Like I listen to them like every now and then.
My biggest guilty pleasure
in music is this album called Floored.
And it is by the band Sugar Ray.
Hell yeah.
And it's, dude, it's fucking badass. Like, I don't care what anyone says. That album is good as fuck.
I don't know. Again, that's why I was kind of like loosely saying like guilty pleasure. Cause like, I don't want to say like guilty because why the fuck are we guilty? It's a good song. Like, again, these bands and these people put out like their hard fucking energy and money and time into creating this album. Like, it's fucking good. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal.
Well,
like, who cares?
With that being said, I think it's time we wrap this up. That was a good little welcome back from our little hiatus. We will be doing this weekly as much as we can. So like I said, you know, this is turning into something else. We're going to branch out, do more podcasts. Me and Ian will still be doing our thing as much as we can, but you may see us on other podcasts still within the same network we have going on right now. As far as me and Jeremy's podcast, A-Town Rundown, you can catch us every Thursday during football season. And like I said, after football season's over, we're going to branch off into basketball, keep it going as long as we can. Hopefully we can keep it going on forever because I'm really enjoying talking to him about football. Other than that, let's wrap this up because Ian thinks he can beat me at WWE 2K25 tonight, and I have to prove him wrong once again.
That shit thinks. I know.
But yeah, let them know.
Before I tell you guys where you can find us, I have to say something, and you might not know this. And this is for us. We've been doing this for 9 months, homie. We've been doing this thing for 9 months now. So this thing is officially
being born today. Today is
officially our
born.
child now, dude.
Yes. So it is born.
It has been birthed. This, that, and the other. And I guess as a celebration, we're branching out. We're doing our thing, you know, like we're doing our other podcasts. So like, you know, we're having some other babies as well. But yeah, dude, it's been fucking 9 months. And we've had some breaks and we've had some things going on along the way, but like it's fucking life. And we're having fun doing this, and this is what me and Joey enjoy doing. So this is the way we're going to do it. And also, I want to give a shout out too, because hopefully this will be coming out on this day. My brother's birthday is Wednesday. Happy birthday, buddy. I don't know if you'll listen or see this,
buddy. Happy
but happy
birthday, buddy.
bud. We fucking love you. But anyway, thank you guys, everybody, for listening to us. As fucking always, we love you guys. If you're just joining us for the first time and you want to hear some more of our stuff, go to any streaming platform, type in This, That, and the Other with Joey and Ian. Make sure you search for This, That, and the Other with Joey and Ian. You can find us on Instagram at TTATO Podcast ATL. We also on TikTok, it is TTATO Podcast ATL. And make sure if you search for us on YouTube, it's This, That, and the Other with Joey and Ian. Again, it's This, That, and the Other with Joey and Ian. You can find our logo. You can find us on there. Thank you, everybody, for who has tuned in so far to any episode, who has watched any episode on YouTube. If you've streamed this anywhere, thank you guys so much. We love you, and it's because of you guys that we want to continue to keep doing this, to keep making our bullshit podcast or whatever we're doing. We're going to have fun with it, and we're going to bring you guys hopefully some more content and some other fun shows and fun things to listen to and watch. So without further ado, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go whip Joey's ass in 2K. Y'all have a great one.
You're not. I haven't had pants on this entire time.